Hello, welcome to a Friday live stream or whenever you're watching this. I'm Peter Vaughan from Cardboard Alchemy, and this is behind the scenes chat with the publisher. We are the makers of Flamecraft, Critter Kitchen, Andromeda's Edge, Mission Catastrophe, and someday a lot more. And we'd love to see our community out joining us. Thank you for coming if you're catching this live. If you catch it later, you can always ask questions. Join in because we actually are playing a game that plays on the stream and off the stream. So there's something to do even when you're not live with us. And of course, this is Friday before a weekend. So we are excited to play some games. We're going to play one on the stream, and we're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about. And I have there's a happy belated birthday. I think it's very nice of you. I did have a good birthday of playing games. And today's announcement, well, today what we're doing is we're going to play a little bit of Letter Tycoon. We have an ongoing game. We'll talk about that in a minute. We also are going to read some letters from the community that have been written to Cardboard Alchemy, and we're super excited by that. And then we'll take your questions, anything you want to ask about. And if you are specifically wanting to talk about Pledge Manager, because we just announced that the Pledge Manager and the late pledge for Critter Kitchen is now open. And if you want to talk about that, following this regular Friday stream, we're going to do a specific stream dedicated to the Pledge Manager, talking about Critter Kitchen, talking about how you pledge or any questions you might have. A lot of people are still getting their surveys still, but we'll talk on a big picture level of anything you might be wondering about how to fill out a Pledge Manager, what's the deal, all that stuff. So let's get into it. Let's talk about. Well, we talked about our announcement. Then we should just get right into the game, right? I wanted to mention that Rosie is here as well. Rosie is in our comments. She's listening to everything you're saying, putting up some fun questions. Also, next week I am going to be at Tantrum Con on Friday. Actually, I'm going to be flying to Tantrum Con during the time of this stream, and so Rosie will take over for me. And all bets are off. All rules change. I don't know what's going to happen when Rosie takes over, but I'm sure it'll be a fun stream, and I'll catch it later. I'll be one of the people playing on the green team in the comments for Letter Tycoon because I will not be able to catch the orange team. No, actually, I don't think Rosie is running Letter Tycoon. I think we'll take a break, give her a break from having to do all the stuff I'm doing on these screens. So Letter Tycoon will take a brief break, and Rosie can do whatever she wants. So now let's go into Letter Tycoon. Let's play a game. So we're playing Letter Tycoon. I'm going to get a screen up here. Letter Tycoon is a game designed by Brad Brooks. I was the co-publisher of the game. So it is a game where you build your alphabet empire. You form words and you buy the letters in those words. You can own the A and make money whenever anyone else uses your letter. And when enough letters have been bought, then we add it all up, the money and stocks and everything that everyone has, the patents that you have on the letters. And the one with the most money in mass total is the Letter Tycoon. So what we're doing on our Friday streams is we're playing Letter Tycoon with an orange team that plays while we're live and a green team that plays while we're away. And I'm going to catch you up to what's happened so far. So in Letter Tycoon, right now we have a score of the orange team has 6 points in patents and the green team has 12. I'm going to tell you how they got there, but don't worry, orange team. If you look at the money that you have, so if you notice that orange has 6 patent points, but 5 coins in the bank and 3 stocks, that actually means that orange is a score of 14. And green, which has 12 patent points, but only 1 coin left and 2 stock. So green's at a score of 15. So it's really a close game right now. And I'm going to talk about how we got there. So let me explain. So let's go over to the I'm going to do pens now. Let's take this down. Okay. So orange, last time we were on the stream, you might remember we formed the word Azures, which is a 6-letter word, which in Letter Tycoon that scores $4 on a stock. And we used those. Now you can buy something out of that, and we had some money, so we bought the Z. The Z was only $2. That's why we have a bunch of money in the bank. And the Z has a power on it, which says you may add an S to the end of your word, which is a free phantom S we can add whenever we want. So then after that, let's close this out. The green team, which is our away team, we post the letters on our YouTube, and at your leisure, you could go in and chime in and play and form words with that one. Now, I should mention that if you play on either team, the orange or the green team, you can win Letter Tycoon. And we're going to be picking winners at the end of January, and we'll pick again in February. So even if you just throw out a word, if it's picked or not, you have a chance to win. So green answered back with vermouth and aid. Now, how did they make 2 words? Well, previously they bought the V, which that letter has a power. That patent says you could form 2 words on your turn. And they used that to form 2 words and use all 10 letters on the board, the ones, the 7 in their hand and the 3 that were in the community. It's a pretty strong play. And of course, they answered and said, we want to use $10 to buy that E, which is a very popular patent in the deck. There's a lot of E's that come up. So they've basically spent all their money banking that the orange team will now use E's and that they'll make money as they do. So they're out of cards. They're going to draw up fresh. Orange team is going to draw up, and we're going to go into it. It is worth noting at this moment, though, that green team has used a D, and the D is owned, you see, by the orange team. And so the docs are not something you could just use without paying for it. So they had to pay $1 to use the D. And that is why orange team got another $1 in money. So they were at 4, now they're at 5. So let me show you how the patents look here. So the patents, you can see that the alphabet's being purchased up here, and the letter D is owned by orange, the Z is owned by orange, and E and V are owned by green now. So let's go into, let's see what happens on the next play for orange. So what we have here is we're going to play, let's go to orange's score. Now, orange kept the O and the H from last time. Actually, it had 2 O's and an H and decided to ditch an O, because in Letter Tycoon, you can throw out whatever you want before you draw back up. And also the now they would have been able to see the board, the community letters before they did that, but we decided we didn't want 2 O's. And then green used up all of the community letters for on their turn. So as a result, a new set of community letters was turned over for orange's next turn, and then orange was dealt an A, an E, another O. See, it's a good thing we threw out that O, because we got another one, L, and an R. And this is what we're working with. So we have some things to think about, right? There's trying to make our longest word possible, trying to avoid, if possible, avoid using the E if we could, because that's going to pay $1 to the green team. I don't think there's any other pitfalls in there. Now we have $5. So if we can form at least, so if you spell a 3-letter word, you're going to get $1. That gives you $6. But obviously we have a shot here to spell something bigger and get a bunch of money and buy, I would say contenders are, we could buy the A or buy the O. Those are 2 really good options if we want to buy a vowel. So Rosie is good.
We have cholera.
Well, you know how it goes. Okay, that's an interesting word. So let's
yeah. My brain wanted to see like was seeing like chameleon, but there's no C.
We don't have a C.
No, I know. I just had the H over the O, and my brain was, chameleon. It's not there. It's just not there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a tough one. We got a Y over here.
This is too many vowels. Just too many.
There's a lot. Yeah, we got dealt a lot of vowels here. So let's say Hornily.
I've never heard of Hornily in my life.
Someone could there's no E if that's the correct word. If that word's good, then there's no E there. That's pretty good. It's a 7-letter word without using the E. It's pretty solid.
Yahoo. Is Yahoo a word?
Yahoo's a trademarked word.
But it's kind of like an exclamation of joy.
Yeah. It's a smaller word, so we'd make $3 on that, and it would use the A. One of the downsides with Hornerly is that it doesn't use the A if we wanted to buy it. You know what I mean? This does use the A. Would make $3,
Hooray.
and then we would be able to spend all $8 to get that A, possibly as one option.
Hooray is great. Hooray.
Yeah, that's a fun word. Look at that. Hooray for games is all I'm going to say, right? Hooray for games.
And we can add S's onto the end of things when...
We could. We own the Z power now as the orange team, so we can add an S if that ever comes up in a way that we can figure out how to use it.
Hoorays is just not a thing.
Hoorays is probably not a thing.
Gibbon Tessie says corneas with an S on the end. Which is pretty good.
But
I like that we're not using an
C.
E in hooray, though.
But there's no C for
corneas. There is no C. What are you doing?
Phantom C in the front.
You're seeing C's like I am.
Is hoorays a word? Because if hooray is like a thing, hooray is a thing that hoorays is multiple of that.
Isn't hooray like sheep? There's just many hooray. I don't know. I've never heard of anyone say hoorays. Where's Brad when you need him to tell us whether there's plural of hooray? There's a good isle there. I wonder if there's anything we can put with ILE on the end.
ILE. Oh yeah. Well, we'd use an E, but it'd have to be really worth it, right? Because of the use of the E.
Inhalers? Is there really inhalers there?
Holy cow!
Seriously?
Wait, whoa! Hold on a
How are you doing this, people? Oh my goodness, it is.
And we add a free S. Holy cow!
Damn.
And that does use the E, but that seems like a worthy word to use the E, right?
Is it worth going over 7 letters though? Like
every letter that you go over is an extra stock, which is a point. So
okay.
So we would get $6 for farming 7, which would come with 2 stocks, and because we went to 8, it would actually be 3 stocks. So it would be $6 and 3 stocks. Pretty good.
That's good. That's very good. Good on asthma.
That's right. I had many inhalers when I was a kid, so I'm glad to see it used in a better way than that.
I didn't even need it for the last few years of school. I just used it to get out of sports.
Yes, if you just say to the coach, I have an inhaler, they're like, fine,
inhaler.
Get out of here.
Gosh, can't do anything. Sorry.
Okay, well, is that what we want to do?
I think so. I mean, I can't see anything better than inhalers. That's amazing.
I mean, that's pretty good. It's a good word. It's using the E, but it is worth it, I think. All right, so let's.
Yeah, and they gave us the D. You know, just giving it back to them.
So let me do a little thing here. Inhalers is $6 and 3 stock, which puts us at $11. Now we can't obviously buy the E because it is already somebody's letter, so that's out. We can buy anything else on the board that we used, and so the the A and the I.
How much have we got money wise?
So we're at $11 now because we had $5, and now we're
at A. Seems like a good shout. Axel's saying buy the A. There's also an I there, which is slightly cheaper, but also a very important.
Frequency in the deck is that A is in there 9 times, and I is in there 9 times. I is $1 cheaper. So
yeah,
by sheer math, you might want to say, well, I like the I because it's in there as many times, and it's $1 savings. Or
do you use A more in spelling than I? Do you think?
These are good questions for Brad Brooks. Like, how did he come up with these values? We tested it, of course. We played a lot. One of the things that happened to me during early things of Letter Tycoon is that I just kept drawing like all eyes. I was like, Brad, this is just too many eyes in the deck, because it can happen. And then you got to pivot. You got to figure out what you're going to do with that thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I comes up a lot for me. Whether or not you use it in words is a whole different ball game.
Well, let's have a vote. A or I. Let's see how many. Nice. Just say A if you want A, I if you want I.
So we got inhalers, and we have the free S to get that stock. We're going to buy something, and let's look at what was in the community letters were N-I-Y, correct?
We're getting a lot
So
of
I
A's.
believe that these two O's are in our hand,
Oh
and
gosh.
the N and the I were used up, and the Y remains. So we're going to deal with that in
Yeah.
just a minute when we make the green teams.
A for cardboard alchemy.
Oh, look at that. There's no I in Cardboard Alchemy. There's only A's in there.
It's like there's no I in team. Yeah, it
Oh,
looks
look at
like everyone wants the
I think
A.
we're
So
yeah. All right, we're going for A. So I'm going to
A it
note it
is.
that we are buying the A patent. Now that is $8, which means
Excellent.
that it's going to leave us with $3 left to deal with next game. But before we do that, we do have to decide if we are going to hold on to the two O's.
I don't. I'm going to speak for the people here and say we don't want an oo.
We don't want
Just one O is fine.
well, these are the two O's that we have left, so that's our decision
Yeah.
point now.
O for or what's it for? The building?
Oh, Miho, by the way, said it depends on the power of the A or the I, but the A and the I don't have a power. It's really rare. The cards that have powers are the less popular letters of the alphabet.
Yeah.
You're asking what was on the buildings? I should bring
Yes.
up the A because we just bought it. Now, the A is an apple cider factory. Because we had to come up with something fun, and that's what we came up with, apple cider factory.
That's amazing. And O is a
And O is an office.
Oh yeah, of course. I don't know why
Yeah.
office just sort of always skips my head.
It's just a brick. I don't know if
Just a
Max Schubert made it just a boring shape on purpose.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an office. So do we want to keep one office or two offices?
I think we just keep one O. Adam says keep one.
Okay, I think we're going for one O. So I'm going to note that we are only keeping one O.
One O for us.
Now let's that concludes the orange team. Yay, team. And now we're going to move on to setting up the green team. The green team can play while we're offline and try and come up with whatever words they want to come up with. So let's just switch to the green team. Now, these were the letters that we had, but of course the N was used up by the orange team, and so was the I. There is still a Y for the green team, but new community letters are dealt. These letters would be dealt before we had to choose whether I want to keep two O's, by the way, but I keep forgetting to do that in Stream World. But an F and an X are dealt for the community. And then green gets dealt. Now, they had no cards in their hand because they formed Vermouth and Aid, so they used everything they had. So a brand new set of 7 cards, and it is I, T, A, S, K, W, and P. That is what the green team is dealt. That's the hand you're dealt. You could play on both the orange and the green team. You're not limited to just being in the stream. You can actually
It literally spells out work in progress task.
It's true. There's effects on that task too.
Well, the other team has also an excellent chance of winning because we haven't had as many people enter. So definitely join the comments as well because you have a higher chance of winning a copy of this game.
So yeah, you have a good chance because we have a lot. We can throw out a word and we'll enter you in to win a copy. Also, let's see what the green team has to keep in mind. So they know that the orange team now owns an A, so that will make the A something that we'll consider. Oh, I also have to note that we did form Inhaler, so I will remember to give the green team $1 for that. So they got something off of us using their the green team's patent on the E, the electricity patent. But now, if they want to have any apple cider, they're going to owe $1. And then anything else? I don't think that. Well, they might want to look at the K and the X, which both have powers. So the X is going to allow you to duplicate a letter as you're making a word. You can clone a letter, copy it. And the K is that you get rewarded if you only use one vowel in an entire word. So that's the power of the K. So that is what green team will have to work with. That is our bout of Letter Tycoon. Thank you all for playing and having fun. I love that game. It's pretty playable whenever it plays 2 to 5, so really great. And it's coming back. This is the the small box edition of the game is coming back to Breaking Games' website on February. In February? Yeah, early February. I think they said early, first week maybe. So I'm excited. We're also going to have, like I said, copies to win. So if you play along, we'll have a chance to win Letter Tycoon. And it's on Board Game Arena, as our community noted. Our Discord community has already played a game of it after seeing the stream, and we can get more games going of Letter Tycoon if you want to get full games, not these chopped up games where you have to wait with a cliffhanger suspense on who's gonna take it down. All right, what else do we have for today? Well, since we're gonna have questions at the end, I also want to get a and they're gonna be. I'm going to be asking you what games you played. I'm going to say what games I recently played. And we'll say that fresh in my mind is last night's play of Earth. I don't know if you tell me in the comments if you've played Earth before. I really love Earth. And I was introducing it to Brad, actually. So we were working on the Andromeda's Edge. We're working on Andromeda's Edge like day in and day out. And we took a break to play Earth. And I love engine building. So Earth is a game where you are building up a tableau of, you have an island. Let's just start theme first, right? You have an island. I had a desert, like rock-like place, and nothing was going to grow there. But you have an island, and you have a temperature for that island, and then you have some conditions you're trying to meet for that island, and you're growing, flora all over your island, and you're going to assemble those flora in a grid, because that's what you do with flowers. You put them in a grid. And then you try and get those things to combo. So every time you play, you're going to choose one of 4 colors, which represent different actions in the game. So if I choose orange, I'm choosing to like gain dirt. If I choose green, I'm choosing to plant stuff. And so if I choose the dirt action, everyone else at the table who's playing is also going to get the dirt action. They're going to get to take a lesser version of the dirt action. I love that mechanism also, which is the I lead, you follow. We all get to do something. So every turn, everyone's doing something. That is nice. So then you are taking your action, but even better, if you have any cards that you've already planted on your, if you already put some stuff on your island and it's orange, you choose the orange color, you're also activating every orange card. And so is everybody that they own. So tons of combo possibilities. It's what we call engine building. And I realize that I think engine building may be taking over as my favorite mechanism. I don't know. I mean, variable player powers, I'm so sorry. No, I'm just kidding. You'll always be the number one. But engine building is so good. It's so good because what it does is it really allows you to be creative. Like especially in Earth, what you put in your top left corner versus your bottom right corner matters because of order of operations, and you can start chaining awesome abilities. Hey, this one gives me 3 dirt, and then this card spends it, and then this card gives me 3 sprouts, and then this card spends it, and then uses it and puts it in cool ways. I had a very close game with Brad. It came down to a point. And it came down to the fact that he ended it, the fact that he filled his entire grid before I could. But I was close because what I was doing was I had a barren island and I was building all these terrains that was like really good in the wintertime because we were rewarding no flowers for living. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. I play it differently every time. I feel like that's one of the strengths of Earth is that you can play it, and one time you could be going for like really tall canopies of trees, like all the trees. And then the next time you can be like, oh, I want like I did something where I had a card that rewarded me for mushrooms. I know it's crazy that I would go for that. Mushrooms in like diagonals. Like if I could make a diagonal thing of mushrooms, it's kind of cool. So I like Earth a lot. I will say that it was an interesting conversation that Brad and I had about it, which is where would, and I'm curious what the comments would say, if you've played Earth and you've played Wingspan and you've played Ark Nova or Terraforming Mars, where does Earth rank for you? Is Earth the sweet spot? Is Earth a little light? Is Earth a little bit too much? I'd be curious to see what people say. I went for mushrooms. You're correct. It was weird. Didn't win me the game, so I'll never go for mushrooms ever again. They're terrible. They let me down. But there's also what's fun about the game is there's also fauna, but they're not the main thing of the games. There's 4 different animals out that they provide a score. So we had I do remember we had a wildebeest that was very tough, and we had a giraffe, a couple of different animals, and they have different conditions. It's fun to play a game where you have like 10 things going on. I love it anyway. You have 10 things going on and you're like, okay, if I play this card, it meets these 3 things, but it's no good to me else for anything else. So I don't like it. This thing does 2 things and it's really useful later. Earth would be above Wingspan for me. I think that's interesting because I think the designer must have played Wingspan and gotten inspired. So I do feel like it's built on the engine building of Wingspan. I feel like it takes it up a notch in terms of simultaneous play. I still love Wingspan. I do. And I also love Arc Nova and Terraforming Mars. This is why I've realized I like engine building. And for anyone who's watching and is like, ooh, if you like engine building, guess what's coming this year? Andromeda's Edge. Engine building upon engine building. It is going to be amazing. You get to put your workers out in space and then build your spaceship. And when you return to your spaceship, you get to run this awesome combo engine of energy and ships. It's so fun. So, and Axel points out all 4 engine building games that I mentioned are on BGA, and you can play 3 of them right now with Cardboard Alchemy. That's cool. All right. Yes, we have a lot of fun on our community. All right. So we have only 20 minutes left, and I do want to read some letters because we get letters in here, and I also want to get to your questions, and then you can tell me more about what you're playing. That's funny. Edge building. It's like we're going to the edge with engine building. All right. I have some letters to read. I have some fun things to share. Now, this is what we do is, we invite people to write in a letter because it's fun. It's more fun than getting, say, tax notices or whatever crap that comes in the mail. So instead, we're packing the mailbox full of your letters, which is so much fun. And specifically, this particular time, we're doing it to get a promo card for Flamecraft. I mentioned that you could buy Stuff the Magic Dragon on our shop, but you can also write us a letter and just say, hey, I'd love to get that Stuff the Magic Dragon shop, and I will send you one. We may do other types of letters as the year progresses, but right now we're focusing on everyone who writes a letter definitely gets the Stuff the Magic Dragon shop. So I have gotten, we're in the mid 200s of letters, so it's awesome, and there's more every day. And I'm not going to read every one, but I'd like to occasionally pull one out and say, look what someone sent, because it's kind of fun to do that. So with that being said, I will share a couple of them have come in. And if you write in a letter, something I should note and say off the top is, forgive me if it takes me a long time to get letters out, because we're trying to make Andromeda's Edge right now. As we speak, it's really important to get all those files done. So I am a little slow on letter writing, but I will get back to everyone who writes a letter. Also, I want to mention I got 2 letters back, which was sad. So if anyone watching this is Quinn, I need to possibly we have to figure out how to talk on Facebook or Discord or something about your address, because it came back. And also Betty, I had a letter come back from Mexico, and she gave me a New York address, and that bounced. So I got to get you your letter if you're watching. Otherwise, I will figure it out someday. Meanwhile, all these other letters have come in, and I want to share. Let's see what I want to share first. Well, actually, I'm going to share about some cookies that came in. So Heather, this was a really special gift, and I'm saying you don't have to do this. Okay, so a couple of these things, you're going to go like, wow, that's what you have to do to send in a letter? No, you could just send a postcard or a simple note that says hi. You don't have to do this, but we really do appreciate it when our community goes above and beyond, and they sometimes do. And Heather writes, Dear Cardboard Alchemy, thank you so much for making an amazing board game. For months after I kickstarted Flamecraft, that is all my friends would hear me talk about. I mean, right? We are big gamers and are always looking for new and exciting games. We do monthly board game weekends, and Flamecraft is a huge hit. Thank you for saying that. I'm happy to support you now and in future projects. That's great. I am looking forward to getting Critter Kitchen and kickstarting the Flamecraft sequel. Ooh, very nice. You guys are an amazing company and have great customer service. Thank you again for this beautiful and fun game. I have baked some sugar cookies for you all. Happy holidays and happy New Year's to you. Thank you so much, your flaming fan, Heather. Now, that's awesome, Heather, and I wanted to share with everybody, just really briefly, I'm only going to share 2 of Heather's cookies because there was a whole tin full, and she did lots of dragons and lots of resources. It was that, by the way, is Brad over his treasure chest, and we no longer have Brad in the office because I ate him. So sorry about that, Brad, but I had to take care of it. It's good stuff, Heather. Thank you very much for sending in cookies. And we will be sending you Stuff the Magic Dragon. Now, I have another, let's see if I can get another one that is a truly interesting one that was sent in, and this is going to blow you away. Hi, Peter. I wanted to spread the love and joy that Flamecraft has brought me and my wife. So I figured the best way to do that would be to make a Christmas tree topper featuring all the Flamecraft dragons. And you're thinking to yourself, what? Yes, exactly. I 3D printed these based on the Meeple player pieces found in the game. The topper could go on the top of the tree and be rubber banded or strung to a top branch. I also included a stand so that you could use it as a magic wand, a display piece, a paperweight, or anything else you could think of. So I will show it in a minute, but I'm going to read the rest of the letter. Flamecraft has been a great source of entertainment for our family this past year. I've taken the game out just to show friends and family the art and components. I do that too, by the way. I bring out a game and say, look at this, but even if we're not playing a game. Without even playing the game or even knowing much about the hobby, they were all delighted by the game. I hope that the joy my tree topper, wand, paperweight could even match a fraction of the joy that this wonderful game is and has brought to us. All the best from Mike. And that's awesome. Just what I don't have a 3D printer, so I haven't done anything like this, but I have to show you what Mike made. Look at this thing. I did not get it on my tree, but we'll go with paperweight for right now, but it has this base. So it has this Flamecraft on it, and then you can stick it back on the base. So now we have a stand for our wand. That's pretty awesome.
It looks like an award.
It does. We're gonna put this up, but yeah, in the office. It's great. Look at those dragons. That's fun.
It's amazing. I love it.
I someday have to get a 3D printer because it seems like a lot of fun. So that's a lot of fun. Love it. Like I said, you do not need to print dragons in order to send in a letter, but it is fun to see that. And I have another letter, a special letter. This one says, to Cardboard Alchemy. Look at that. This one has a wax seal on it because you know what? Rosie did this one. Rosie did this on a TikTok. So I don't know if everyone's checked out our TikTok yet, but Rosie has basically started up the Cardboard Alchemy TikTok, and it is going really well. She puts out a video every Monday. And in one of her such videos, she was featuring how you could write a letter, and she stamped this with a coin, which is what I'm doing as well when I send back the letters. That's fun. And we got a fun card of this is Rosie and her partner and her dog. The game on the front is made up, but there is a dragon. There is a dragon. That's fun.
Spoiler, I'm pointing at it.
Oh, there we go. There you go. We'll do that one more time for everybody. You're pointing at the dragon. There you go. Look at that. That's cute. That's cute. It reads, this would be awkward if it read something like, Hi, Peter and Brad. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you so much for everything this year. I am so lucky to get to talk about amazing games and work with such brilliant people. Oh, that's very nice. Honestly, there are no words for how grateful I am. And there should be words because I'm a communications manager. That is correct. You need to come up with the words right now. All the best. That's so funny. P.S. Can I have a promo? I suppose. We'll get you one. Fine. Just kidding. Stuff the Magic Dragon. You're helping people get that. Well, I know you've given it out at places and things before.
Rare Medium is the one that I can give out.
Rare Medium is the one you can give out. I have to hold on one second. I got to grab something. All right. I'm bringing a prop today for this next letter. This is not the person who's writing this letter is going to talk about their bread dragon. This is not their bread dragon. This is our office bread dragon. But and this office bread dragon doesn't have a name yet. Sad. What are we going to do? All right, but that relates to this letter, which is a card that says, Dear Cardboard Alchemy, thanks for creating the awesome game of Flamecraft. I've had such a good time playing it, and I can't wait for Flamebound. I love my game of Flamecraft and my cute bread dragon that I got with the Kickstarter, but to my embarrassment, I have not managed to name my dragon yet. So I thought I would use this occasion to ask if you would do the honor of giving this bread dragon, their bread dragon, a name. Best wishes, from Barrett and a yet unnamed bread dragon. So if anybody has, of course, Rosie says the office bread dragon needs a name, and I don't know what we're gonna do about this. But also we need one for this friend that we have in Denmark, because they have a bread dragon that's just sitting around with no name. So Denmark, just in case you want to use any of the information we have, which is, I don't know if that affects it. Maybe it's a Danish pastry that we gotta go with here. Toasty.
I wish I knew more like Danish pastry breads and things.
Yeah.
I feel like my default is always potato. So if there's a Danish potato of some kind.
Yes. We might need some help on maybe we'll extend this one over to the YouTube comments. So in addition to people shouting out their green word, maybe people are also shouting out bread dragon names. That's our way for the orange team to mess up the green team. They're like, what? We can't enter that word. If you somehow get a word for the green team that also is a perfect name for this bread dragon, I think you win the internet. So
Work in progress might not be the best name for a dragon.
Which one?
Work in progress. WIP.
Yeah. Hopefully not. Well, I'm going to let that go for a minute and get to more, because we only have a little bit of time left, so I want to cover more. I want to read this one. Hello, Flamecraft crew. I saw your TikTok. See, look at how great this is. TikTok is working, Rosie. Saw your TikTok about the promos, the promo card, and how generous. I just want to say thank you for all your game has brought to my life. The last 2 years, this is a tough one, by the way, everyone. I'm sure preparing now. The last 2 years have been very hard for me. I lost my sister to suicide, and I'm very sorry to hear that. I am now helping raise her 2 sons, which is that's amazing. Depression and anxiety have been high. Games have really helped me. I have found some solace in cute and cozy worlds such as Flamecraft. I'm saving up to buy the wooden tokens and hopefully the wooden pink dragon down the line. I can't believe you're giving away a promo card. It's a bright spot in the mail for sure. Again, thank you for what you've given me in a dark time. And that, I mean, that's one of the reasons why we're making games right there. I hope it helps. Our community is here for you. If you want to engage in all of the places, we have the Discord and the Facebook group and the YouTube and so forth. We're trying to have fun and give you some bright spots, and also help you have something to play with the kids. Thank you for writing a letter. Let's see. I wanted to see what else I can cover here. I want to get to questions, so I might just go save some letters for another time. Yeah, because I got some long ones, but I do want to read. Let's see if I got one here. I'll do one more, and we'll save some. All right, how's that? Hello, Flamecraft, and this is from a lot of different authors. Hello, Flamecraft. I really like your game. I'm gonna try and get my grandma to play. It's fantastic. I like to draw dragons. I would love to receive the plush store card. And then there's another one. So these are all in different handwritings. Hello, I really like your game. The art is so pretty. I drew these 2 dragons, one in your style, and the other is mine. Let's see if I could show these without putting up the address. So this is just to show you there's dragons here drawn. There's a couple dragons. So there's a lot of these drawings of dragons, and there's another part of the letter that says, hello, Flamecraft, we would like your game. Also would like to receive the plushie shop. I like to draw dragons. I can't draw your style of dragon. Well, I mean, don't worry about it, because Sadara is, she's one of a kind. I will say. But also, from the mom here, we are a U.S. military family stationed in Germany. It will get forward to Germany. That's awesome. I love the fact that the whole family drew for this letter. So thank you very much for sending that in. And we will see if we get a Stuff the Magic Dragon through the mail to your dragon-loving family. So cute is right. And that's the name of a shop in the game. So it fits. Okay, so I do have more letters, but we only have a couple minutes before we're actually gonna stop in a few minutes, because at noon, just a reminder, we're doing a Pledge Manager stream for Critter Kitchen, and we're answering all Critter Kitchen questions. If you have more questions or we have time there, of course we could come back to them. But I want to do some Q&A. If anyone has anything specific that they want to know, what's the burning stuff you want to know? Or I just read some more letters. I mean, we'll just see how it goes. I don't want to, or we can just shout out Bread Dragon names. You know what I mean? What did I play on my birthday? Well, actually, that's fun. On my birthday, just so you know, I don't. If you saw last week's stream, I was kind of thinking about getting Blood on the Clock Tower. So I got Blood on the Clock Tower. I didn't play it yet, but I went over Blood on the Clock Tower. My son got interested, and so now we're talking about all the different strategies. It's a lot of fun. But at the same time, we bought Unmatched. We bought T-Rex versus Sadler. So he really likes dinosaurs, and so we got into Unmatched. And we played a version of Love Letter that he really likes. I've mentioned it, I think, on the stream, which is the Star Wars one, Jabba the Hutt. And we've gotten into a really good groove now of like knowing all the cards, knowing what the strategies are, knowing what someone could be bluffing with, and trying some new things in that game, which is really fun. So not enough games, but definitely got some things started. Now I am actually headed to Tantrum Con next weekend, and that's when I'm considering my official, because you gotta extend it, birthday gaming. So it's not over. It's definitely not over.
I'm so chuffed that you got Unmatched. Doug, my partner, is, let's just say, obsessed is the word. He has most of them, enters tournaments. So if you ever get to meet Doug, I'm sure that you can play Unmatched with him.
Oh, that's exciting. Yeah.
He loves the T-Rex. It's huge, isn't it? It takes up
a
lot of spaces, but it's got tiny arms, so it's kind of useless too.
The store owner that I go to Geeky Tees, and the store owner was like, just so you know, they're discontinuing this one, and it's like, not to add any FOMO. I was like, oh my god, I have to get this right now. Because my kid loves dinosaurs, and there's no way we're not getting that thing. We got another Axel saying what he played. Hegemony, almost a full game. I have not played that one, so you'll have to tell me about it sometime. Tell me what that's like. If it's how large is each of your game hordes?
This is a question from when you did the Q&A with Brad.
Oh, okay.
So this was actually for Brad too, but obviously everyone can answer too.
Yeah, everyone can answer. I could even answer a little bit for Brad without giving away too much. I think that he keeps his house pretty modest in terms of games. I know he has some. But like he's not, I think out of the two of us, if I'm buying them all, he doesn't need to buy, he's sort of just like, oh well, if you're getting that one. But he did recently he bought Fox Experiment, and I can't wait. We're gonna put that on our list to play. And so I think if I had to guess, I would guess Brad's at a couple dozen. I think I'm at like, if I had to guess, it'd be like 200 or something like that. I don't know. I brought half of it, some of it, third of it to the office, and I have the other stuff at home, and I kind of alternate and kind of bring games into the office. I also don't yet purge. So I know that sometimes people they bring one in, they get one out. So once in a while, I'll do something where I'll have a stack of games, and I'll say anyone can take one at the office. But I, generally speaking, am not looking to purge anything just yet, because I like when people have a selection at the office to play. So, Rosie,
I have about. It was totally manageable till I started Cozy Board Games, but now it's over 400.
Ooh.
And I have had to have a bit of a cull. Because I live in a small London flat. So they're in like every room. And the other day I said,
if I know how 200 feels, I bet 400 is on every wall or something, or stored.
We have a lot of small ones. I know you don't really play as many small games.
Oh, that's right, small games. That's what I should do, small ones, because then many fit in one Kallax shelf. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I doubled my collection in about a year because I played 189 new games last year. So definitely getting smarter with it. But it's hard to choose because I like all of them, and you have to pick games that you're not going to play as often, or you don't have the right game groups for to sort of move on to people and friends who will play them and get them used, which would be nice. So Yeah, but I said the other day on a video, in fact, there's a video on our TikTok showing some of our team's collections. It was something for Critter
Mm.
Kitchen we did. So you can see Brad's in there, and I think you see Chris's. Chris is like me, he owns too many. And
Just outing Chris right now. I can't
I'm just
even
gonna out
say.
Chris so he can join me in this. But yeah, and
Wow.
I think
Yeah.
I said something like another video, I don't have any games in the bathroom, and then I went into the bathroom and there was a print and play that I'd taken out of my pocket in the bathroom. So there is kind of a game in every room.
Every room.
Every
Yes.
room.
That's the way to go. I had something really fun in my last place that I want to recreate, which is I did calyx shelves and then I juggled them in such a way that they created holes. So one of the things I was going to do with the holes is one of them I mounted a TV in the center of the hole, and like the other one it was like picture, and then another one was I was going to put like a mounted arcade machine. So I was like, oh, I'm going to create these like spaces where, player pieces or statuettes or other things can be like decorating the, so it's not just all library shelf. Although doing that does mean that I'm like, oh crap, I don't have enough room. So I gotta figure it out. I also like to display games facing out because I love the covers, and that is not efficient at all. But anyway.
But if you have books behind them, that's what I do. I just hide all my
Well,
books.
I could put books behind them. Right now I have games behind them, and then I'm like, where is Earth? Okay, like, no, nope, no. Where is it? Or, luckily in the office, Earth is out in the front, so I can find it right away.
I need the spare office space for my spare games. I feel like that's a nice thing to have, is somewhere else for it to go. I'll just take that to
Yeah.
the office.
Yeah, it's tough. I do when I was married, I did have a like, hey, if you get one more Kickstarter, it's got to go. Like one has to go, and I was like, I'll just find a new place where they could live. Oh, I had like a treasure chest that has like compartments. It opens and it has secret areas, and that's where I was putting all the small ones for a while.
Yeah, my
But anyway.
friend's wife likes a pretty house, and so doesn't think board games look nice, but likes games. So he showed me his collection once. It was all under his bed. So he was pulling them out from under his bed because he was like, well, they don't fit the aesthetic of our house. So I was like, this is insane. You don't know what you've got.
I have not done under the bed yet, unless you count prototypes, and that's probably happened. But anyway, speaking of games, and by the way, this office, sometime I should do like a count of how many copies of like the games we work on, because we make like iteration. So this office has no less than 10 Critter Kitchens, and that's what we're going to talk about next. Critter Kitchen is coming this year. We hope. I mean, we're working on it, so we're aiming for late in the year, and we are now at the point where we're opening the pledge manager for everyone who wants to get in and say, yes, I definitely want to get this game, or I want to upgrade the thing I got, or, that's the pledge manager is the chance to finalize your order, get your shipping in, get it all settled so that we know how many games to talk to the manufacturer about ordering. And we already have some idea because of the Kickstarter, but we'd like to get the final numbers. This is where we also open it up to retailer backers and all sorts of stuff. So we're going to talk about that in just a few minutes. If you want to hang out and ask questions in that one, it's geared towards if you've never backed before. But, if you have backed before and you want to ask specific questions about how Critter Kitchen is going to work, or anything about the timing and so forth, we're happy to answer it. If you come back later and you're asking and you have another question, that video will be a great place to ask questions, but also our Facebook group for Critter Kitchen or our Discord will be a great place for questions. I also want to mention that if you're watching this video and you're like, I didn't back, so how do I back Critter Kitchen now? Well, actually, we opened up a late pledge, and we're going to talk about that in the next video, but we opened up a late pledge. It's not technically something we can link today because we have to first get everybody who backed their surveys, but roughly around Monday, we should be opening up the ability for everyone who missed to come in and join in on the Critter Kitchen, because it's a great game, and you'll find out more about it all year from our team. Brad, we should make a line of games that can form into furniture when you store them. Yes, like Voltron. That's great. I completed my pledge manager today. Do I get my game tomorrow? That answer, which I think you can guess, is going to be in our next stream. So save that question. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. If you are looking to do something, let's think up words for the green team. And also we have to name 2 bread dragons. All right. Thank you very much. Game on. I hope you enjoy your weekends full of games.